Now we're going to get into rifle basics. So just like with a flag, you're always going to want to try to be in a nice strong second position. And a tiny bit of rifle anatomy. This is tip of the rifle. This is bolt of the rifle. This is strap of the rifle. Neck of the rifle. Butt of the rifle. You're going to start with your left hand on the tip of the rifle and your right hand on the neck of the rifle. Have your rifle generally aligned with your hips. You don't want to have it too high, but you don't want to have it too low, so the hips is generally a good marker. We're going to start off with drop spins, which fairly are easy. You're just going to want to think of a nice, small, tiny release and grabbing parallel. You don't want the rifle to fully release from your hand and go up, but you don't want it to stay on your wrist. You just want it to go push down, slight up, and grab. So let's practice one drop spin at first. Just grab, look at what your hand did, then reset, grab, look what your hand did, reset. Biggest things with this is imagine you're cupping the rifle. You never want to have your hand fully rotated around it because that's how you'll get injured. Just think of cupping it and it's a nice strong cup. Along with that, just make sure your wrists are staying in one area, because if you start rotating your wrists, that's whenever the rifle's going to start rotating. So once again, just think cup and grab, cup and grab. As you start to feel more comfortable with this motion, feel free to do 1, 2 consecutive ones. Always go slower at first whenever you're learning, then start building up that speed. But just slowly at first, so that you can really look at what your hand's doing and what your elbow's doing. You never want your elbow to go out with it. That's what we like call chicken, but you don't want your elbow glued to your side because that's what's going to cause a lot of mess ups. You just want it nice and relaxed. And to stop a drop spin, you just want to do drop spin and then let it fully rotate around to hit with your left hand slightly in front of the bolt, your right hand on the butt. So it's drop, spin, stop. Then, if you start here, this is what starts you up for a left drop spin. Similarly, there we go. You're going to want to just think of a nice small flick and stopping it with the tip facing up and your hand generally at the bolt. Once again, just practice rotate, stop, rotate, stop, rotate, stop. Then as you start to be more comfortable, slowly build up how many you're doing, starting off slow, then going faster. Same exact things to imagine you're cupping the rifle and you're not rotating your wrist wonky. Then to stop a left drop spin, you're just going, that's a horrible example, my bad. You're just going to want to flick it, fully rotate, and end how you did a right drop spin. So drop spin, flick. Sweeps and scoops on a rifle. So starting with a left sweep, we're going to start at that right. Starting with a right sweep, starting at that right drop spin position, release your left hand, put behind your back, twist your body, and just think of that butt going straight to your sides as if it's just lightly grazing your body. Well, not lightly grazing your body, but skimming your body. Just like whenever we say toaster, imagine you're the middle part of the toaster and your rifle's going into where the breads go. This is a right sweep on the rifle, and then to stop it, you're just going to want to go forward and grab. Sweep, 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 forward and grab. To do a scoop, you're going to have your hands the same. Release your left hand, and just think that tip going down and doing that same exact motion as beforehand. Your body's now facing forward. Just make sure it's going straight in front of you, straight behind you, Then to stop it, my bad. To stop it, you're just going to want to go straight in front of you. Then, whenever we go to the position for left's drop spins, so hand right in front of the bolt, right hand on the butt, twisting your body to your right, and then just straight to your sides. And then to stop it, once again, you'll spring it straight in front of you and grab. Then scoops are the same idea, just bring the butt down and around. This one feels a lot more wonky, so it just takes some time getting used to, as you can tell I'm rusty with it. So I'll work on that, and then stopping is bringing it straight in front of you again. Next thing with rifle is tosses. There are 4 tosses that are like kind of mains, so this video is just going to go over all 4 of them. You're going to start at that left drop spin position. Another good way that you can tell where it is, putting your pinky where the bolt is, and then looking at where your index finger is and putting your pinky where that is, and that gives you your toss position. Then from here, you're just going to want to go down to what we call prep, which is just hitting a nice strong angle. You don't want to crunch in any of your arms, you just want to let them go exactly how they want to. And then you just want to imagine push down, up, release. Or hitting that pendulum like we did with the flags, up, grab. So in context, that would just be prep. You never want to prep, go. You always want to prep, freeze, go. So prep, freeze, push, grab. With rifle and all weapons, it's a lot more in your push hand. With this context, your push hand is going to be your right hand. So really just imagine you're pushing down. If it helps to imagine that you're going to smack your thigh to help you get that push, imagine that. Once again, that's just going to be a prep, push, grab. And you're going to want to release whenever your hand is pointed up. Doing a single, you want your hand generally here. Double, hand generally here. Triple, hand generally here as well. Quads and ups whenever you're in fully extend. So going to that flat, prep, release, grab. That is your standard single. In order to hit a double, you're going to do that same motion and just put a tiny bit. That's 1.5, my bad. Same exact motion, just put a tiny bit more push into it. Good way to count your tosses is look at whenever the tip is looking straight down at you in the air. So 1, 2. And you're always going to grab how you did that right drop spin, so left hand on the tip, right hand on the butt, on the neck. Then for the triple, it's going to be the same exact thing, just putting a tiny bit more push into it. My bad. Just putting a tiny bit more push into it. As you can tell, I'm rusty, but I'll work on this as well. But always pay attention to that push and what your hand's doing. Rifle, it's all about the push. It's all about manhandling the equipment and really controlling it. The next toss that we'll go over is, before we go to that, actually, as you get better at it, singles, you're just going to do it without a prep. Doubles, you're also just going to do without a prep, just pushing. And in theory, triples, you're going to want without a prep as well. But if you end up doing a prep, that's completely fine. Everyone's still working up the triples and all. Now we're going to go to the next toss, which is a butt toss. So you're going to want the rifle upside down, your left hand grabbing on the butt, and your right hand generally on the strap. Just like before, we're going to prep down, then push down with our right hand to go to a nice strong pendulum type of motion. And as you feel comfortable, just adding that release point into it. If your rifle ends up again, you did a toss and a half or just plain half toss. Then if your rifle ends up upside down again, then you did a full toss. So just really practice up and grab. Generally, you're going to want to end with your left hand on top, right hand on bottom. If it's upside down, left hand on the butt, right hand just slightly at the bolt. Then, if it ends up regular, catching how you would normally catch a toss. Next toss we're going to go over is a strap toss, where you're going to bring the rifle straight up and down, bring your left hand onto the butt, and your right hand, you're going to want to make a pinching motion with your thumb, your index, and your middle finger, and put it about halfway where your strap is, and pinch that motion. Pinch the strap, and you're just going to want to think of around and up. This one's more about the momentum of the toss than anything else. Actually, future me, ignore this one. Now, next one that we're going to go over is parallel. Now, next toss that we're going to go over is a parallel arm rifle. For this, you're going to want to put the rifle above your shoulder as you're turning your body to your right. You're going to want to think of your right hand grabbing at the neck and your left hand grabbing upside down about where that strap ends. From here, just think of pushing up, crossing, and releasing, just like we did with the pop parallel on the flag. Just push up, catch. Push up, catch. And generally, you kind of catch it how you toss, how you catch a regular toss. Your hands just might be closer together slightly. Final thing we're going to go over with rifle is going to be backhands and fishtails. So to get a fishtail, you're going to want to start flat, how you catch a toss. So left hand on tip, right hand on neck. Think of bringing that tip up, then tip down, and as you're coming up again, imagine the rifle rotating around your wrist. Here's when to go up, down, rotate as your wrist stays generally the same. Keeping it forward, it will look like, oh, sorry, my bad. Your wrist can start here, then flip forward as it rotates around your wrist. So you can imagine the rotation of just push, rotate, and grab. This one's a bit harder to do slow, but you can grab the rifle and manipulate it so that you can see how the hand will go, and then build it up. Then, final thing is backhands. So, to get a backhand, you're going to start backhanded, right hand. Your right hand is going to start backhanded on the neck while it tips up. You're going to kind of want to go to a slight little lunge to your left. Then you're just going to want to toss up and grab backhand. Not fully wrapping around, but slight wrap. And just keep doing a full rotation to that backhand. I'm really rusty with right backhands, as you can see, so I'll work on that. But generally it's going to be here, full release, and grab backhanded again every time, and just keep wrapping it. Same idea with the left one. You're going to go to left backhand, slightly lunge to the right, then flick up and grab. Flick up and grab. Flick up and grab.